Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now a captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I want to give a big bless up to the Reggae girls out there. They ain't believe in us. John did. Reggae girls, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there. World Cup. Sadella Marley, number love. Bless up from DJ Khaled.
And I'm representing for the Reggae girls. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself every time. Especially if you're qualifying for the World Cup back to back. You know what I mean? Sidela, big up yourself. One love every time. You know the thing go. Blessing off a flow like a river. Blessing off a flow like a river. What the Reggae girls do? Left them name night earth like a queen. Me have to big up the top soccer team. You know Massacre represent. Jamaica supporting every time. You know the thing go.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Shout Out the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. Davis, take it away.
Hi, Talawers. How are you all? Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? I know I am firmly into February the 1st. Actually, February the 1st is an early one for me. It's just close to 1:20 a.m. I don't know. Is it too late to be saying Happy New Year? I guess I'm going to tell you guys Happy New Year because I don't think I've told you guys that yet. I might have done it on my last live stream, which some of you probably couldn't hear me. I had some technical difficulties some weeks back. So if in case I didn't say it then, which I probably didn't because I was still into December, Happy New Year. Hope you guys have a good one. I hope you all stay healthy. And I hope you all manage to achieve whatever it is you guys set out to achieve this year and beyond. Hope you guys are all in good health. You know how it goes. If you are making your way home from work or, I don't know, any personal activities, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. I hope that you make it home safe and unharmed is what I should be saying, because as you know, making it or walking through your doors is a underrated blessing. So let me go ahead and see what you guys are saying in the comment section. There's already a few of you there. Owen, big up yourself, Owen. I hope you're in good health. Grimy Family Production, likewise, I hope you're also in good health, Grimy. And also Johnny Powell, I'm not too bad, Johnny. I hope you're good. I hope you're in good health. Nice to see you in the comment section. So this live stream kind of feels like a continuous live stream from a stream I did a couple weeks back, maybe nearing some 2 months back now. Time does fly, where I was giving flowers to a number of individuals within the community where Jamaica football is concerned, pertaining to those who have played a visible role in helping to grow that stadium support there where the Reggae Boyz are concerned. I say grow the support for the Reggae Boyz because I don't think we have seen it yet where the Reggae Girls are concerned, and we'll probably touch on that later on in the show. But there was a couple names that I completely did not give any flowers to, and that was completely unintentional. Mainly, I should say, definitely 100%, because I wasn't aware of other individuals, other groups, be it supporters groups and so on, who have been playing a pivotal role in helping to grow that ongoing support where the national teams are concerned. I said the national teams, the national senior team of Jamaica. So that does include the Reggae Girls as well as the Reggae Boys. So tonight we're going to be giving some focus to a couple individuals, and also more importantly a group that you guys are probably not familiar with. If you are, then fair play to yourself. Maybe you're not under the rock like myself and completely out the loop. So I do apologize. But before I forget my manners, let me just go ahead and echo what I've said over the last couple of weeks and counting. Massive shout out to everyone who are empowering Jamaica football, be it on the field of play or out of the field of play, from the visible names, the big names, to the unsung heroes. I think these guys fit perfectly in the brackets of unsung heroes, but I'll leave you guys to decide. So again, massive shout out to those big names and also the unsung heroes. And tonight you guys are going to be hearing from the horse's mouth. You'll be hearing directly from the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Club. I'm going to try to give you guys all the best and most invaluable information pertaining to the group, what the group is about, how the group formed and so on, and aims and objectives, the values of the supporters club. So do try to make yourself comfortable. I know it is a late Friday night for most of you, so do kick back and try to enjoy the live stream, and do make yourselves comfortable with the comment section. Don't sit in silence. Do utilize the comment section, drop some comments, and I'll do my best to highlight them where needs be. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring on two of the guys there who are actively working with the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Clubs, and I think at least one of them should definitely be a familiar face within our football community. I'm sure you guys would have seen him on my live stream a number of times. But I do have a debut for one of my guests. And it's a pleasant debut. So before I can go any further, let me go ahead and introduce both of those gents. Actually, two debuts on my channel tonight. All right, so let me go ahead and introduce all three of those gentlemen there for you guys. First off, we have CC Sports. You guys should definitely be familiar with CC.
This is not a debut for me.
It's not a debut. This is just an annual thing for you. You're just passing through, very casually. Always welcome to pass through. And also we've got Messiah. You guys probably would have heard myself and Messiah, as well as Issa over on Elite Sports, maybe some week ago or so. Coincidentally, also talking about the Reggae Boys and Reggae Girls Supporters Club. And we also have a face and a name, which I'm pretty sure by now you guys are familiar with his face and his name. And that is Mr. Kyle. How are you, lads? How are we doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I think there's a playback in someone's background.
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I think that might be Kyle. I think there might be a slight little playback in your background.
That was me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No need to apologize. It happens. So yeah, as I was saying, how's everyone? How are you all doing?
I say I'm doing okay, All right, I saw Kyle's background, and I probably needed to put the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club in my background as well.
Listen,
like I'm slipping on the technology.
No worries. To be fair, I don't have it in my background either, so it's probably something that we should take into consideration, perhaps for another stream. So don't worry about it. And Messiah, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Despite my no logo or no face, I am here.
All right, lovely. Bit of an icebreaker. I feel like I already know the answer to this to at least two of you guys. But Messiah, I think you might actually catch me by surprise. So a bit of a little icebreaker. Club wise, who does everyone support? Who's your football teams?
Montego Bay United.
Straight down the middle. I like that. Is that very on brand? I like it. Is that strictly Jamaica Premier League? You don't look overseas?
The biggest club in the world.
Oh dear, who's that?
Well, Kyle and I will never walk alone.
Oh God. I mean, there you have it. You know who Kyle supports. Kyle, I'll allow you to say your team. I already know who you support, but I'll leave it with you.
The striker?
I think he might. Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, sorry, my mic was. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan and I'm a Harbourview fan.
Nice. I like that. Liverpool and Harbourview.
Well,
Stars of the East.
bittersweet then. Bittersweet moment for you right now because Stars of the East are about to be stars going away.
Relegation. Stars are relegation.
Stars of relegation.
Boy.
And for you, CC, I mean, I know you're blue.
know, London Bridge, blue blood, like blue, Clarendon College, London, Chelsea.
All right, blue all round. I like that.
To be honest, I haven't really had a team in the Jamaica Premier League like that. I think I'm more of, I'm a supporter of the league per se.
Okay.
So probably an ambassador into one.
But if you had to choose one, who would it be?
If I had to choose?
Yeah.
To be honest, they lean towards. I don't want to even talk about this side. And people are going to say, may I pick winners, but I like more pleasant.
Fair enough. They had a big win the other day, didn't they?
But I'll go with Portmore because I'm living in Portmore, so I'll stick with Portmore.
Fair enough. I can't knock it. Fair enough. All right then, guys. So, I obviously have over the last couple of weeks, I've been getting myself familiarizing myself with each of you as individuals.
Well, who do you support?
Do I really want to say that? Isn't it obvious?
Good question.
Who do you think I support?
Liverpool.
If you say Liverpool, we'll leave it with that. We'll leave it with Liverpool. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Please.
No.
I know who you support. Tell them, Crystal.
It's definitely not Liverpool. It's the red half of North London or the better half of North London. So yeah, nowhere near Liverpool, I'm afraid.
Oh, Tottenham?
You see, now I'm gonna have to kick you off the street. You see?
I heard North London. That's all I heard.
I had some emphasis to the better half of North London.
I told her that I will try and I'll try and convert her to the true Reds. So give it time.
You're gonna need more than luck to complete that mission. But hey, take your best shot. So as I was saying, over the last couple of weeks, I've been familiarizing myself with who you guys are as individuals, and more importantly, the supporters club and how you guys came to merge as one. So if you don't mind, just explaining who you guys are as individuals, and if you have any platforms. I know CC Sports, he has his platform. You should be able to see it. You can't see it in his name tag, but he does have a platform over on YouTube called CC Sports Lab. So do go ahead and subscribe to that. But if you guys don't mind, just briefly explain to us who you are. And like I said, if you have any platforms, then do go ahead and tell us a little bit about your respective platforms.
I guess I'll start. The Reggae Boyz Supporters Club grew out of discussion forum that was on the internet just before the World Cup. I think it started in 1997. That's when I say the World Cup. The World Cup that Jamaica played in 1998. So we had a very vibrant group of forumites that would hold, spirited discussions about football, about everything actually. But we decided to take it to another level. And so in 1998, we formed the Reggae Boyz Supporters Club. And, well, our goal was to support Jamaican football. Um, Firstly, by just being there as fans, supporting the team. So we traveled a lot to games in Jamaica because a lot of us lived outside of Jamaica. Eventually, though, the New York chapter was the first chapter of the Reggae Boyz Supporters Club, but then the Jamaican chapter was to follow shortly. So we had two chapters, basically with the same logo, same purpose, same goals. We worked closely together. Um, like I said, we went to games, friendlies, World Cup qualifiers, Gold Cup matches, and we got a good, we became very good friends along the way. Not only did we support games, but we also did our part when it comes to supporting coaches and the federation itself. Um, Unfortunately, with the I don't want to say demise of the Reggae Boys, but with the failure, because that's what it was, of the Reggae Boys to qualify for subsequent World Cups, the club, the supporters club, kind of fell behind as well. So I was happy to see that with Kyle's hard work, we have got to this point, and I guess this is a good point to hand it over to Kyle for the rest of the story.
I mean,
Yeah,
Kyle, allow me to briefly interject. I'm sure you're going to be touching on the great man, but if in case for some odd reason you don't, I mean, we can't continue with the story without being informed about your wonderful father. So please just let us know the role that he played in birthing this amazing supporters group.
who me? Oh well, it wasn't actually my father. It was if I remember correctly, Mosiah, because I was a young boy then, running around Queens, New York, and Mosiah. No, I believe Paul Marion was the president, and he's a JC old boy. He formed a website. It's a forum website basically. Back then, YouTube wasn't that popular, or YouTube was just starting. So Paul basically turned over the supporters club to Mosiah, my father, Tilla, and some other members. And like Mosiah said, we followed the boys from World Cup '98 up until well, like you said, the boys basically didn't give us much to follow, and then the women came along, and the women as usual always carry us when we are down, and I'm a big woman's fan. In my opinion, they they play better football than the boys. I'm just hoping that the boys can reach the women level. So, given that we were kind of dormant and the YouTubers were taking over, I made it a point to reach out to all the YouTubers, every one of them, that was present. You, Crystal, NG, Manning's Man, Coach's Desk, Ryan. I reach out to all of them, and I asked them, how can we collaborate to basically move this forward. So then the idea came up of starting a band. That was me and Manning's man. We were both brainstorming, and I got in touch with Ricky Trooper, and he turned me over to the Magnificent Troopers band, which is affiliated with the Police Academy in Spanish Town. Mr. Wang is the band leader, and we came up with a logo, crocodile, which is shocking to me. Like, most people don't even know what the crocodile represents, but I'll just educate them right now. It's on the Jamaican coat of arms. The police officers wear it and the soldiers wear it. And to me, it signifies resiliency, meaning that if you get into the crocodile's environment, water, you better pray that you can make it out there. So anybody who comes into the office, you're dealing with that crocodile spirit, crocodile teeth, as what's his name said. So
Gilliban?
right. So anytime when you come into the office, you'll be facing that crocodile spirit. So
All right.
I adopted that. I got a mascot. I brought it down. We have the band playing. And one thing led to another. I had the opportunity to basically partner with the GFF. Gary Graham, as you all know, he's a international marketer. He does television production. So I reached out to him, brought him along, and basically he's running that show. I have nothing to do with that. I just connected him to the GFF, and so far they've been doing good with the production of the game. They have an upcoming game coming, Bob Marley's birthday, February 6th, in Montego Bay, and one in Kingston Arctic Gardens. And we hope to put on a show. My whole aim is, I've told people this a million times, Jamaica is the mecca of the Caribbean. We have a product that's global. What I mean? It connects the diaspora in the media capital of the world, New York, London, and Toronto. Jamaicans populate those areas. We should not be in the position we are in, given the product that we have, in terms of people, team, diaspora. Messiah made a reference to, back when we used to go to these bars. I mean, we used to go to Latino bars, and it would be like 5, 10 of us amongst 100 of them. So we saw what they were doing, and they were basically watching live sports. Their teams playing against us. So it's nothing new to me to basically try and brand out what we have to incorporate the diaspora to build that support. So that when our teams travel overseas, we have that support ready and waiting to support our teams, whether it's the boys, the girls, the youth teams, or whatever. So that's my vision, basically. I'm just trying to do my little part so we can push this forward.
Okay, let me just
Covered
backtrack
it
just
all.
let me try and put my headphones back on. Let me try and just backtrack just a little bit because I feel like you're doing yourself a massive disservice. So I'm just gonna backtrack just a little bit and just focus on Messiah and your dad as well. Because I am just like amazed that first of all, Messiah, with your tremendous efforts. I mean, fair play to you guys for coming up with such a wonderful idea, but how did you keep that connection going? Because it was not done in a social media. I know Kyle touched on reaching out to respective social the guys with their respective platforms. So you mentioned Ryan, you mentioned I should say Elite Sports, you also mentioned MG Sports, two guys who are absolutely smashing it with their individual platforms, but you didn't have these back then, especially back in 1997. That's almost 30 years ago. So how did you keep that connection going, like between the fan base in terms of staying connected?
Well,
Messiah.
yeah, it was the discussion forum. That was our you know, precursor to Facebook or anywhere you could hold a discussion. So um
Just the
it,
forum?
it's just a forum, but
Wow.
Hmm.
like I said, it, it was primarily there. The name of the forum, the site was reggaeboys.com. Paul Marin had the license for that name, and luckily we were able to use it. And it we had people from from Europe, from Canada, all over the USA, and not just Jamaicans. Others found us and became good members
German.
of
Yeah.
yeah, Kyle.
No,
Anyway,
that's a
yeah.
different one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let me get it for you.
So is this the website?
Yeah, that does look like
I'm trying to bring it
um
up and present it to
yeah,
Crystal. Yeah, Crystal, and
yeah.
we had
So
members globally. Go go on, Mosiah.
yeah, so that's where we kept the excitement. And when things were down, or like we're not playing any matches, it just became a discussion forum for anything you would want it to be. So politics was discussed, current affairs, uh, just about anything. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you how good this forum became. Several several of us, I wouldn't say several, a few of us actually um started romantic relationships on the forum, and we even have a marriage out of the forum. two, two
You
of the
you can't
forumites.
just say that without telling us some more details. That is amazing. I like that.
Yeah, and this was I won't call any names, but it was a Jamaican getting married to a woman from Scotland. So that's the reach. That's how
Nice.
important it was to us, and how it brought us together. And we have remained friends for all this time. I don't talk to many of them in a while, but if we do meet up at games or the odd phone call here and there, it would be like we saw each other just the other day. So yeah,
Okay,
that's how
so
we
I'm
kept
gonna
together.
Mosiah, sorry to interject. I'm just gonna bring up the forum there for
Hmm.
you. Carl's just sent me the link to it. So it's this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
that's it.
Continue, sir.
And Crystal, we used to have like barbecues and get-togethers and stuff like that. Back in the days. So
Through the
it was a family oriented thing.
this is like your Instagram back then, isn't it?
Yeah, but there were
Yeah.
no
Oh
videos
yeah.
really. There were no. Yeah, it was it's the best we could do.
That's
Um, yeah, but as Kyle said, to keep the interest going, we had barbecues. I remember the first time we met. Really, I think it was a Thanksgiving in New York, where some people came up from Florida and New Jersey, and that was the first time many of us were even had any idea what we looked like, what each other looked like. So it it was special to each of us, and still very special. I think it's Kyle. Is the forum still active?
Yeah, it's active, and I'm planning to basically do it over. So give it some time. I'm trying to connect everything basically because
Yeah.
I still believe that it has a purpose.
Oh
Like
yeah, and
yeah,
I'll tell you,
like
even when
every supporters.
yeah, even with the rise of Facebook, Instagram, there are some forumites who just never left, just never migrated to the other um, social media platforms. There was a certain amount of privacy. It was almost like a, well, not as cultish as some cults, but it was our little space that we enjoyed. And but um I think I would agree that perhaps now we don't need to get rid of that forum. I think it serves a purpose, but we could expand into
Yeah,
the current media, social media platforms that exist today. Those certainly would bring us to another level.
That is
definitely. I have
incredible.
plans for it.
Wow, I mean, hats off to Messiah, hats off to yourself, Kyle, hats off to your dad, and of course, hats off to you as well. I mean, it must be, it's got like this little nostalgia feel about it, and the fact that it's been going for nearing three decades and it's not going away anytime soon, hats off to you guys. That's unbelievable, and long may the tremendous work continue and long may the growth continue. I mean, you guys have done a wonderful job, and I like the story. I know we're not going to get personal for obvious reason, but I like that there's been some a marriage out of this, because football for me is a love language. So it's beautiful that someone was able to form a relationship, more importantly a marriage out of that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, the
Oh yeah, definitely.
we were always short of women though. Even though we had a nice group of women on in the forum, it could always have been more. But of course, with the rise of the reggae girls, which didn't exist at the time, at least not in the way we know them, we have to try and grow those numbers. And of course, with your help, I'm sure that will happen.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm still amazed. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Owen, he's just as taken back as myself. Owen's got hot. He says, "Hold on, you guys were responsible for the Reggae Boys forum." I have come across the Reggae Boys forum before, but I couldn't really link it to anyone. So that for me, it sits right there perfectly in our history books as a reference point. So, yeah, that's some tremendous stuff.
Yeah, that's our baby right there.
I
That's
like
why,
that. And
I'm kind of nostalgic about it, because like Mosiah said, there's a lot of memories in that forum, you know. So when it came, and I have to give Mosiah, my father, and Tilla, and all the elder statesmen, kudos for basically turning over the Reggae Boy Supporters Club to these new young blood, which I call them, because I see them out there, and the work that they're doing, in terms of the social media platform. So, I'm glad that they can hand the baton over to these young guys to carry it on. And I have faith, given what I've seen and what I've heard, that these gentlemen will take it to a different level. And women, excuse me, Krista,
listen, it's
and
unintentional.
women.
I don't even mind. I mean, before CC Sports chimes in, I'm sure he's going to in a minute. I just want to touch on something that Mosiah said. He spoke about like the female support. What was it like back then, back in your 1997? Like, I'm no like we're not shy. Like, I'm not because I'm a woman. I just know that women, and more importantly, Jamaican women, we're not shy. If we want to be part of something, we're there, ever present.
Well, I
Well,
was younger then. Go on, Mosiah.
no, like I said, there weren't many. It was certainly male dominated. But at games, like we had a lot of support at the matches, much more than the forum. So you may not see a lot of them participate in the forum, the discussion forum, but they would get there. The few who are there, their sisters might come, or obviously some of the guys would bring their wives to games. So we had a good when we hung out at the barbecues and so, it would be a nice gathering. But I guess some women don't feel like they could discuss football, so they weren't on the forum. Even though, as I said, it wasn't all about football. But maybe they felt it was about football. So maybe that's why they kept away.
Well,
Understandable. Understandable.
right.
Kyle, you were saying something?
Like what yeah, like Mosiah was saying, as a youngster watching then, and you know Jamaican men and their egos. I don't think they gave allowance for the women to really express themselves and the testosterone of the men sometime when they're post, when they were making comments or you know what I'm saying? It to me it was kind of turn off, so some women slowly drift away. So that's why in my push to move forward I was adamant that we have a lady up there to basically guide us so we know how to behave ourselves.
Don't worry, we're gonna get more females
Because
on
as,
board
as
to get
far
more
as I am
women on.
concerned, the reggae girls are up there with the reggae boys.
100%. 100%. I know CC is there in the background. I don't want him to fall asleep. So, Mr. CC Sport, would be good to hear from you. I'll allow you to let us know how you came to know about the Supporters Club and also the role that you play.
Also, in terms of coming to know about the supporters club, before the supporters club, I knew about um Issa and those guys. They had the Reggae Boys community and what they were doing. So I joined the group with them, and just by talking football, cause I'm a sports fanatic. So I'm on sports like 24/7. Sometimes I think I might need to give it a break. I feel as if I need to turn my passion into something where I probably have to go leave in 9 to 5, because sometimes my 9 to 5 seem to suffer for the sports. Right now I'm even on doing some work, but I have to pause it for the sports. So
Interesting.
yeah, for me, that's how I got to know them, because everybody kind of knew me. I was on every platform. That's how I loved it. I was on every platform. Crystal, your platform, Ryan platform, every YouTube platform talking about sports, and that's how we got to know each other. Then Issa was saying to us that, you know, he had and Kyle had a conversation, and between that, to merge what they had going and what we had, what that which was budding. So I thought it was a good idea, and yeah, I'm just fully on board.
Nice.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. And how are you finding it so far? Because I recently had someone reach out to me about joining the supporters club. I'm hoping that it's something that they're still pondering over, but maybe it's different coming from yourself because they know me and they don't know you. But how are you finding being part of the club so far?
I mean, it's been okay so far. Like as I said, all of us are enthusiastic about Jamaica, enthusiastic about Jamaican football, sports enthusiasts. I think a lot of us have that patriotism born in us, where all of us want to see, that pride, that Jamaican pride, and we all wear it on our sleeves. So I mean, it's always good to be amongst like-minded individuals, and I find myself among said individuals. So as I said, we welcome other persons same like-minded, wants to see Jamaica, wants to see Jamaica on top. Kyle used the word that I have been using previous to that. Jamaica is the mecca of sports in the Caribbean. Like, you would have Just like we have USA and they had the Major League Baseball, they have all of these big franchises. When you look at Jamaica, we are in every sports, but boxing we have been at the top, best in the world. Running, male and female, we have been at the top, best in the world. You understand? So women football, we have been to the World Cup. Men's football, we have been to the World Cup. We have won a bronze medal in terms of cycling. There's not a sport I can think of that we have played where we have not at some point in time gathered some success. The netball, we are top three in the world. Like even the other day, I think we went to the lacrosse World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. And that's not a sport that is native to us. So once Jamaica is in something, we are always doing our best at it. So I think football and the business of football and how lucrative football can be and how football can be another avenue for the youths, especially in the country. I think that's something that we have to foster. And if I can play my part in attracting one, two, 100 or 200 persons, um, I will gladly be of service.
I love that. That's a beautiful note to end on. Just backtracking on what you pretty much all have echoed at some point in terms of the makeup of the group. I know there will be other persons out there wanting to join the supporters club. I'm hoping that there will be more women wanting to join the group, but nevertheless, be it women or more men, how do they go about seeking to join the supporters club? What's the starting point?
Starting point is to, I mean, call us. I mean, you can call any one of us and just tell us that you want to join. We accept everyone, anybody. In fact, the way I look at it, to be honest with you, anybody who has a like-minded vision of uplifting Jamaican football is a Reggae Boys and Girls supporter. So you are joined it subconsciously. So once we have a conversation and we talk in the same language, you're a Reggae Boys and Girls supporter. How you want to contribute now. We can have a discussion. So just have the conversation, and we welcome all ideas. Nothing is not looked at. Everything is looked into from every angle, as long as it Jamaican football. And we don't have egos here. Everybody get credit. So that's my belief. That's my vision. That's my motivation.
I like that. And for those of the listeners, subscribers, viewers out there who are new to the group, perhaps want to join, and maybe having a little bit of a cold feet, maybe some anxiety in terms of wanting to join but don't know how they'll be able to contribute. What's some of the ways that a couple of the members have contributed to the group and its success? I mean, I think I could give like an example,
Well,
and it's something that I sorry to
you
interject.
mean back in the past?
Just in general, like I said, I can give you something to work with, and I'm new to the group, so you'll be able to add meat to the bones. But one of the things that I admire, I realized recently that you guys are actually putting going into your pockets, having to dip into your individual pockets to pay for those extended supports there outside of the group. So like the band that you touched on earlier on, few of the viewers and subscribers are probably not aware that you guys are credited for the bands that is in the national stadium, inside the national stadiums. And if I'm not mistaken, I've looked in the group and I'm pretty sure I've seen conversations quite vaguely where the lads in the group are actually putting money into from their own pocket and making sure that the band is financially paid for. Have I just overlooked that, or is that quite accurate?
No, no, no. Yeah, that's true. So basically, the band is a group, collective initiative, and I'm glad you brought up the band. Because let me just give you a history. And I don't know how I keep messing this up, but please forgive me. The band gets complimentary tickets from the GFF to come in the stadium and play. So that's their role of basically community service. And people might not know this, but members of the band come from deprived neighborhoods. So it gives them great honor and joy to come and support the boys and the girls when they come out of that environment to play. So, a lot of people, and it's one of the best bands in Jamaica. They have won a lot of, contests. So, the supporters club, takes pride in supporting the band. And they've been doing it for, I think it's 2 years. I keep saying 1 year, but I think it's 2 years. And the girls, because of the first time when they came out, was it for the girls or was it for the boys? Anyway, it was like a back-to-back games of boys and girls playing. So basically, the boys played, I think it was one game, and then the girls had like two games. So we had to, get them in the stadium for the girls, and believe me, the girls love them because the boys get a lot of support. So when the girls saw the band there playing for them, basically in an empty stadium, they were so happy that they were taking pictures with them, which we have on YouTube and on the Troopers social media website. So they were so happy. So that gave us the incentive to keep on with the band. So it's I'm glad that we are here with the band, and I'm really pleased. So that's something that the coaching initiative of the GFF, when it just started, they sponsored, I believe it was 2 or 3 ladies. Again, we are supporting the women. So that's something else that they did. And we had a member once from Minnesota. That was back in the 90s, I believe. That brought on a bunch of footballs for like a local team down there. I mean, they've done various personal stuff in terms of helping Jamaican football. So we have done it as a group, and we have done it as individuals. So I mean, it's just for the love of the game, love of the country, love of our people. So that's the mentality of the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club. So if you want to join, meet us at Bellyful. That's one location in Brooklyn, 2102 um, Utica Avenue. We'll be there Thursday, February 6th. We'll be in Queens at Hush Restaurant and Lounge. Elmont, Queens, and we'll be in the Bronx, Radic Restaurant and Lounge, Thursday, February 6th. Just come and support.
Yeah, and I think you can also tell them, Kyle, they can scan and they can subscribe to our social media platforms, on the
Right.
YouTube channel and also the Instagram. So like we can keep giving you guys content and updates and things that we're doing. And we're just trying to do everything that we're doing. It's about transparency, and
Right.
we just want to uplift our nation. So as Kyle said, like-minded individuals, persons who want to see leave a legacy for the next generation coming up, and to say we did this for our nation.
Amazing. Let me try and see if I can bring that up for you guys. So if in case you're not familiar with the YouTube channel, um you should be able to see the YouTube channel in the it hasn't updated. Um let's give that another try. Let me just remove that
Yeah.
and then where is it? For some reason it isn't. Oh, Messiah is back. Sorry about that, Messiah. Didn't realize that you were back.
Okay.
You know what you
Okay,
can do,
Kyle,
Crystal. Go on.
it's telling me that you're in the studio twice, so that's the reason why the background isn't changing, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. You were saying something?
I can take it out. You want me to take it? I think I can take it out.
Yeah, I think for some reason you're appearing on two of
Yeah,
my.
I was saying to ask one of the people in the chat to drop the Instagram link.
Okay, I think maybe one of okay, yeah, it's gone
Yeah.
now. Perfect. All right, let's put that back up for you. So this you guys should be able to see the screen there, and that is the YouTube channel for the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club. So kindly go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted when the lads go live. And also for myself as well, I'll be doing some shared streams. Going live both on my channel and also on the Reggae Boys Supporters Club's channel. There's different ways that you guys can contribute when you join the group, so don't feel pressured. I know I touched on the fact that the lads do dip into their pockets to financially cover the cost and what it takes to have the band play at the national stadium, but there's different ways. I think it was Grimy, or maybe I can't remember, someone in the group said as long as you're doing something to contribute to the group, no one's not really side-eyeing you, no one's there to be critical of you. So one of the things that you could do when you join the group is to help us to promote the supporters club via social media, or whether it's to do so personally, to each their own. So there isn't really any pressure there to say you must do this, you must not do that. It's just do what you are
Yeah.
comfortable with when it comes to showing your own support.
Because as I say, Crystal, if we get more visibility, the channel grows more. Um, that money is going back into supporting and getting funds and all of the stuff that we want to do. Like that would help, you know. So all of what we are trying to do is geared towards getting fans in the stadium, building that camaraderie around the team, building all of those interactions. We possibly could build the next reggae boy as well. You never know, like the next reggae girl as well. So if there are competitions, there's this thing that I always think about, like even if we kept a fundraising and then to support
You
and
just took
then
the words out my mouth, Cece. That was something I was going to ask you guys, like donations. I'm sure that naturally, brand Jamaica, we all love our country. If there is some people out there listening and they want to donate, how do they go about doing so?
so formally, like we're trying to have the things in a formal way where persons can donate and it would go through the account for the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club, which would have multiple signatories, so no one person signs off on anything. So in that way, like people know that you're donating. If you donate, this is what donation is doing, like for tickets to get fans in the stadium, or if it is to do anything surrounding the teams, whether they be reggae boys or reggae girls.
100%, 100%. So please, especially if you're a woman, please do reach out to the lads or myself, or whether, on our respective social media platforms. Like I said, CC Sports, he does have his own YouTube channel, again, CC Sports Lab. You've got also the actual respective platforms there for the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club. So you can drop a comment over on YouTube. You can find us over on Instagram, send a DM, and we can just get the ball rolling. And, it could be anything. Support comes in many different forms. It could be social media support. It could be a charitable donation, no pressure. And it is for a good cause, because it is helping to support our men's and women's team. And I'm sure you guys have seen the benefits of having the 12 man in the stadium. Recently, when you've watched the Reggae Boys senior team, we're looking at stadiums near sold out capacity. And you do have to credit the Reggae Boys and the Reggae Girls Supporters Clubs for their efforts. They're doing some tremendous job. So if you want to be part of our efforts, part of creating more long-standing history, then jump on board.
Um,
Um,
Crystal,
yeah,
I would
go
just
on.
like to add.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna present it. No, I was talking to one of the VPs earlier, but I'm gonna present it. So the plan is to get up to 1,000 likes or subscribers, and then basically when we get there, we can charge. We could ask people, to join our YouTube channel, and that would help to basically pay for the band getting into the stadium. So that was a plan that I had. And you will be getting content from all the watch along spots in the diaspora. So we have Brooklyn that we're going to cover Thursday. We'll be taking pictures. We'll be doing our live watch along. And we'll be putting that on our Instagram account. We plan to do the other locations, the Bronx, Elmont, and we plan to find other locations like where you are in London. So if you can get a watch along spot for us, Crystal, that would be nice. Take some pictures, put it on Instagram. Same thing in
I
Toronto.
think
So,
I
go
think
on.
my location. I was discussing this with Gary. My location is a little bit more tricky. I think I spoke about it with a couple of the guys as well, only because of the time difference. So, for example, typically a game for Jamaica is kicked off between typically like depending on the tournament, whether it's a friendly, competitive, whatever, between like 12 a.m. and let's say 1 a.m. and it could go beyond that. So we have to think of a couple of things, which I'm more than happy to talk about off air with you. But as long as
Yeah,
it's at reasonable hour, then yeah, I've got a venue in mind.
there
Funny
you
enough,
go.
it's a Jamaican restaurant, so yeah, I have a place in mind for you.
Right. So that is the plan, to get watch along locations in key diaspora locations. Basically, hit that subscribe level, and then we
Mhm.
can basically ask people that if they want to contribute to supporting the band and other initiative, just subscribe. Because to
Absolutely.
be honest, I'm not into the fundraising thing. I'm not into the begging thing. That is how I look at it. Sorry, what I mean. I am for what can you do for yourself to make yourself self-sufficient, so other people, sponsors, can look at you as this is marketable. I want to be a part of this, instead of me going to this sponsor and saying, listen, can you help us out? No, this is what I can give you. You know what I'm saying? I can give you entertainment. I can give you watch along locations. I can give you crystal. You know what I'm saying? That's how I approach things.
Yeah.
I got a different mentality. I'm sorry.
Yeah, to each their own, to each their own, whatever you're comfortable with, what more importantly, whatever works best for the group. But yeah,
Right.
there's plenty going on, guys and girls. So please, again, if you are a woman and you are silently watching, please do get in touch and let's see how you can join the supporters club. I feel like I have more women subscribers than I have realized. I used to think it's only a handful, but I do think there's more there in the background. For some reason, they are incredibly quiet. I'm not sure why that is, but hopefully we can change that as we go along.
I just want to respond to Owen who left some comments. Yes, Owen. We are the ones who founded the discussion forum, and yes, it's the same forum that Craig Butler might have referred to back in the day. Um, yeah, that's the same one.
Amazing. Amazing. There's something that I'm really like curious to know. As with everything, there's always some challenges. So it's probably a bold question to ask, but what's been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it, either be it as an individual or as a group?
Does it have to pertain to the Reggae Boys and Girl Supporters Club, or just general?
Ideally, it would be great if it's pertaining to the supporters club.
Well, I think the biggest challenge for the supporters club is, and I say this all the time, w- we were trying to develop a football culture in Jamaica. because I don't think we have one, and I still don't think we have one. Um, when we used to go to like Gold Cup matches in Miami, say, um, you would see the Guatemalans in their numbers. They knew they weren't going to win, but they came out and they supported. Just any city in the USA where Jamaicans would outnumber the opposition, really. We wouldn't fill up the stadium the way we expected to. I even noticed when the local chapter of the Reggae Boys Supporters Club started a band back in the day in the stadium, the spectators would tell the band to keep quiet. I mean, they wanted to watch football in silence. Where in the world does anyone watch football in silence? So I think it's getting better now, and maybe the band is better now because and then I think the band, it was probably our mistake. We had the band in the grandstand where people are a little, you know, the latte drinkers don't really wanna. But when it's in the bleachers, you have people with vibes in the bleachers, and it's getting more a better reception there. But as I said, I don't think we have a football culture as yet, and we're gonna keep working at it because the rest of the world seems to have it. And for those of us who really love football, I would love to see that day when we really have that football culture where it's not just a bandwagon thing. Um, we just love the team inside out. We have more of a culture for our club teams, I think, than for the national team.
Mazai, you've said something, and I agree with you. And touching on what you said about the ban and playing in the stadium, straight away I'm just thinking it just sounds very discriminatory to me. Probably not willing to accept someone else's culture. Maybe now it's a bit more accepting, because you can't outrightly um publicly discriminate against a person for obvious reasons. But going back to what you're saying, like, why do you think we're not a footballing country? Because Jamaicans do heavily support other nations, maybe even more so than our own nation. And that's not to say every single Jamaican, but some do support the likes of Brazil more than their own country.
Well, remember when we qualified for '98 World Cup, no one thought it was possible 3-4 years before that. I remember going to the stadium to watch. It was CFU at the time, Caribbean Football Union competition, and Jamaica would fall to Montserrat. So we were a really bad team for years. And all of a sudden we got to the World Cup. So we didn't even have time to develop anything. And then we kind of fell off as dramatically as we had risen. So I think that could be part of the problem. And then track and field is what it's all about in Jamaica. But I think we can multitask. I think we can support track and field and support football just as much as we do track and field. So
Well, I think you guys are doing a outstanding job, and it's thanks to your efforts and the efforts of the rest of the team, and a couple of the other guys within the YouTube circuit, and also, of course, the Jamaica Football Federation. Why we're now looking at the national stadium, and as I said, with the Reggae Boys, once upon a time, if you had told me some 2 or 3 years ago that we'll be looking at the stadium nearing full capacity, I would have laughed at you. Definitely a decade ago, I'd have been like, no, not possible. So maybe slowly but surely we're actually building towards seeing that football culture. And who knows, maybe by the time the men's team, let's say, successfully qualify for the FIFA Men's 2026 World Cup, maybe it will be all hands on deck and not just the wagonists, like real football fans.
Yep. Um, Crystal, I'd like to answer that question. You said what was the lowest point for me in terms of the Reggae Boy Supporters Club.
Yes.
So my lowest point again was with the band, and that was last year. Basically, they had some changes in JFF, and the band was locked out of the stadium, and there was no communication as to why. And I was at my lowest ebb because I couldn't understand it. Why? How could you just turn off the water, so to speak, and don't tell me that you're turning off the water? So, I
Human
wasn't
error
communicating.
or human error?
Well, it's more than that, but I won't jump into it. But anyway,
Okay.
again, a lady played a key role in facilitating moving the band forward, and that's the GFF secretary, Tamesia. She
Mhm.
told me to come down, speak to Mr. Chung, and find out what was going on. And his testimony again to Mr. Chung. He listened to what I had to say and basically straightened out, getting the band back into the stadium. And he basically, um, you know, opened up his arms to fan engagement, diaspora engagement, you know, so that was a key right there. And, I believe having that meeting with him, open his eyes to the diaspora as to, what we can bring to the table in terms of fan engagement, entertainment, putting a new face on the GFF product. Because like what CC said, we all agree we are the mecca of the Caribbean in terms of sports entertainment. My vision is to turn this thing into Madison Square Gardens. When we have games down there, people need to come out and have an experience, not just football, but entertainment. Enjoy yourself, feel safe. And credit to the JFF again, credit to Tamesia. But that moment last year, I almost gave up. Me and the band member, Mr. Wong, he said, Kyle, if you're not a part of it, he's not going nowhere. So, we got that straightened out. And thank God, I'm still here, and I'm just doing my little part to keep the journey going. So, credit to the JFF, credit to Tamesia, and credit to the band.
Amazing stuff. I mean, whilst we're talking about the JFF and also Mr. Chung, I don't know him. I've never spoken to him on a personal level, but I know a few of the guys on screen have. I think mainly yourself, Kyle, right? I'm not sure. Let me take that back. I'm not sure about the rest of the lads on the screen if they've spoken to Mr. Chung, but it would appear that he is quite receptive to changes. Am I wrong for thinking that? Based on a couple of the conversations that I've heard over the last,
Yes.
and he obviously played a fundamental role in, I'm assuming, persuading the JFF to allow for these friendlies to be shown on their platform, right?
Mr. Chong, from my conversations with him, he's a visionary. He's a visionary, and he wants what's best for Jamaican football. My issue is it's one thing if you want to beat the band, because what you're doing inadvertently is you're helping Jamaicans. You're helping Jamaican footballers. You're helping communities. So my thing is for all those people who stand by and they beat, what can you do to help? And if you're helping the GFF to uplift Jamaican football, uplift communities, you inadvertently benefit in some way. That said, when you uplift them and they reach a certain standard, no, you expect better from them. No, they don't have an excuse, not to offer you, poor service. Because if they can reach a standard, that is first class, basically, then they have to maintain that standard, right? That's how I look at it.
I'm gonna
Others might
allow
disagree, but that's how I
I'm
look at it.
gonna Before I allow Issa to jump in, I think he's making the debut on my channel as well. Just piggybacking off what you said there, Kyle. I think if the JFF want to be honest with themselves, perhaps the beating that they've received over the last couple of years, maybe 5+ years, have actually taken us to the present, where they've realized that we're not going to accept subpar standard. That you just said that we're basically it factor when it comes to Jamaica. Sorry, when it comes to the Caribbean. So straight away, that just means that we expect a certain level of standards. We're not trying to toy with being mediocre. It's not just about having the women's team go to back World Cups. We want the men's team to do that. So I think, in fairness, especially where new media is concerned, I think in hindsight, some of that heavy beating, I know to each their own. I think at times it has been warranted, and I think it's actually resulted in something positive where, as I said, someone like a Mr. Chung is now seeming as if he's a bit more, I can't say, maybe I'm saying a bit more, he does come across as being receptive to change. Again, I don't know him, but that's just how he's coming off.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I believe in constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism, and I believe in competition also. Constructive criticism and competition is what drives change. So I believe, and speaking to Mr. Chong, like I said, he's a visionary. He wants what's best for Jamaican football. He's open to a conversation from everyone, from the small man to the big man. I mean, I believe that people are in for brighter times ahead, good times ahead, and I aim to be a part of it.
I love that.
One way or another.
I love that. I love that. Mr. Issa, how are you, sir? Welcome to the channel.
Hey, Crystal, thanks for having me. I'm doing good. Thanks for the guys for coming on.
Yeah.
Kyle, Messiah, CC. I don't want to regurgitate anything. I'm just here, supporting. And if, my response is needed, I'm here.
I love that. I love that. I'm not sure if you was watching the show. I know you was actually you're busy, Syllabi, you're at work. So we've actually discussed quite a lot. I know one of the big things that yourself and Kyle have been trying to get under your belt is the fact that you want more women on board. I know that's something that's pretty high on your agenda.
Definitely. I mean, that's how, we ended up getting in touch with you at some point. Somebody in the group, reached out to you, and we are trying to, make it as diverse as possible, in terms of male, female, all of that. So we are still trying to make it as diverse as possible, getting other, female supporters involved.
I love that. And we already discussed how they could, either the female supporters or the male supporters already discussed how they could get in touch. So it's just through the usual channels. So again, across all social media, unless you have something else in mind that you'd like to share with us.
It's he's at work, so he's trying to juggle 2 jobs.
He's trying to multitask.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to go. I would love to go over the locations again. So you have Hush Lounge, 24105 Linden Boulevard, Elmont, New York. You have Roddick Restaurant and Lounge, 938 East 233rd Street, Bronx, New York. You have Bellyful, 2102 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And Original Dancehall Thursdays, 52 Dumbarton Avenue, Kingston, Jamaica. You have Jerk It, Smoke It, 2060 Yellow Springs Road, location 104, Frederick, Maryland. So you have 5 locations.
Like that. As I said, if as long as it's feasible, in regards to the watch time, I do have like the perfect. I have 2 restaurants, a matter of fact, in mind, and yeah, as long as it's at a hour where the game can literally be shown, then yeah, I'll be more than happy to like work on that my end and just keep you guys posted. But in terms of restaurants, definitely have 2 restaurants in mind. But it's a matter of waiting until the appropriate time.
Right. And we are here waiting. Believe me, we are. We're not going nowhere without you.
You've said that a number of times, and definitely, I do believe you. And my again, I've said it on like to other people. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for bringing me on board. To yourself, Bazaya, Issa, and the rest of the lads. CC, Grimy, Mr. Lee. There's so many guys on Texican. Actually, let me go through the group because I don't want to like forget anyone. Tiga is also part of the group. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Tiget's name and face as well, but there's quite a lot of us in that group. So massive thank you to all of those guys for allowing me to be part of the group, and definitely I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Okay, as well, Drinks Studio JA, that is Chemo. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Chemo. You would have seen him on my channel at some point, and he has his
Good
own
work.
social
Yeah.
media. Yeah, so look out for him again. Drinks Studio JA. There's a gentleman in the group called Dwight. I don't think I've met Dwight yet. Apologies if I have. And also Kevin as well. I think these are all names that you guys are pretty much familiar with across the YouTube landscape. So each of those guys within their own rights are doing some tremendous work. So long may it continue. And before I close off, I did tell you guys I'll be doing this for let's say an hour. But we've gone over it by let's say maybe just 17 minutes or so. Sure you guys don't mind. Before I go, any final remarks there from you guys?
Just thanks for having me on. I enjoyed it. I will be tuning into more programs of yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Same here. Thank you very much for having me. And whenever you need me, I'll gladly jump on at your service. And for everybody, you know where the locations are in the tri-state area. Come out, support. Meet new people, engage, give your ideas. Like I tell you, every idea is welcome, and we are making a push for the women. So come out.
Love that. And as Kyle already stated, he's on screen, but he's actually at work at the moment, hence not being able to hear from him. Before I forget my manners, massive thank you to CC Sports. He's also at work, and I think that's one of the important things that probably we didn't touch on it, but I'm sure you guys will have picked up already. Each of these guys all have a respective job of their own, so they are juggling probably multiple jobs as well as trying to keep the supporters club afloat. So again, hats off to them for their tremendous work. And it just echoes the fact that we all each as individual and as a collective would do anything for our country. It's not easy doing a 9 to 5 and also committing yourself elsewhere, as CC Sports touched on earlier on. So kudos to the guys. They're doing an outstanding job. And as I said before, long may it continue. Again, before I forget my manners, Kyle, Mosiah, thank you so much for coming onto my platform, for making your debuts. Also, Issa, thank you for making your debut on my channel as well. CC Sports, he is a familiar face, not a debut for him. He just popped by. He's quite a familiar guest on the channel, but nevertheless, thank you to CC Sports again. And you guys there in the comment section. Before I go off, I'm gonna just to give a little read of the comment section, but big up you guys there in the comment section. Those of you who are silently watching at home, I don't know if you're watching from work, try not to let your boss catch you or find you, or maybe you're your own boss, I don't know. If you're making your way home from work, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. Kyle or Mosiah, when is the next live stream on the YouTube channel? Do you guys know?
Yep, Thursday, February 6th, Bob Marley's birthday.
You're the man, you didn't even have to think about it.
All right. So
I like that.
don't miss it. All right. Tune in, get your subscription, And I guarantee you guys that you'll be getting content that you can't handle. So, you know, we feel your pain with the 999, but we plan to, well, the GFF plans to deliver content. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah, some good content. That's what I've been told. Whispering in my ear, so it should be worth your time, and also more importantly, worth your money as well. So do keep your eyes peeled for that. And also, I think when I first spoke with Kyle and Garrier, and they're talking about, I think I touched on this on another channel, the finance wise at present, these guys are having to dip into their own pockets to try and finance things like filming equipments. So I'm not sure how the finances are looking now, but perhaps some of the income that is generated through the YouTube channel will go to something of invaluable use that could help to enhance the quality of these live football matches, the friendlies to start off with, because CONCACAF have the rights to CONCACAF content, hence friendlies, JFF, Garrier, and also Kyle having the rights to that, right? So hopefully it does make sense. So that should give you an idea as to what's being done financially. As I said, a bit like the supporters group, Kyle and Garrier have had to dip in their own pockets to get things started, even if it is something as simple as getting the lads on the ground to go to the stadium. No one's going to be able to get from A to B for free. Everything costs money, be it I don't know, bus ticket, taxi fare, or petrol. Everything costs money. All right, guys. So that is how we are looking.
You hearing me, Crystal?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
I know my debut was short, but thanks for having me. I'll definitely come again. And thanks Kyle and Messiah for being here and letting the world know about the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club. And we are grateful for everybody who came on and liked, shared, subscribed, commented, participated. So we are very happy. And I just want to say thanks to Kyle. When he spoke to me about the idea of coming together, and the things he was saying was really 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 good. So it's just, I guess the stars just aligned for this to happen. And thanks Kyle for just thinking of us and allowing us to be a part of this movement. And the sky's the limits for us, and we're just hoping for better things. Remember, Thursday, February 6th, 2102 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Watch along, 52 Dunbar Avenue, Kingston, Jamaica. Original Dancehall Thursday. Watch along. We're going to be live. Tune in, everybody, to the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and we're on all those platforms.
And that is how we're looking. And you guys can not only catch this back on replay on my channel, but shortly I'm going to be doing a downloaded version, and I'm going to try and pop it up over onto the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters YouTube channel. So you have two platforms where you could watch this one back on replay. If you haven't subscribed to the Reggae Boys and Girls Supporters Club, I'm not sure what you're waiting on. It doesn't cost you a penny. Do head over to the channel and kindly hit the like and subscribe button. Let me see if I can make it a little bit easier for you all. I'm going to drop it in the comment section. If the comment section doesn't work, head over to my community tab and you can go ahead and click on this comment right there. It takes you straight to the channel. And like I said, hit that like and subscribe button. It is for a good cause. And I should be seeing you again at some point. I don't want to put a date on it because I don't want to lie to you, but I should be seeing you guys again shortly. Okay. And if you are out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. If you're new to the channel, I do hope that you've used your manners and hit the subscribe button and also the like button on tonight's video. And you know how it goes. Until next time, take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.